Hello, Nomad Sculpt, and this is a workflow video about how to cut, split, separate parts of a mesh, a STL file maybe, for 3D printing. So first, I don't print 3D print myself, but I know how to cut and split a mesh, so maybe it helps. So, okay, for this video, I downloaded such yeah, a printable knight here, so and I imported it to Nomad Sculpt. So it looks like this here. This is the mesh. So first I check here the wireframe. So yeah, this is the wireframe, the detail. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. And so the next thing I check is it hollow? So I'm using the trim tool, and so I trim it somewhere. So it seems to be yeah, um, yeah, a mesh with no holes, and I think it's okay. So okay, so let's start and split the mesh. So I try to separate here the stone here, and I use for this. So you see here are parts yeah, behind the armor here, maybe how to pick it. So first I hide parts of the mesh here. I use the hide tool and maybe the lasso or rectangular. So I hide so I hide it like this here. Sorry, the show button is active. So I only want to see here this. And it's almost fine, so it's it's okay, but let's try it a little bit better. So I think it's okay. And then here I use the mask. Now I'm pressing on the viewport and I mask this whole thing. And here, now here in the mask settings, you can set the height to 0, and here the splitting option to fill. So when you press now split, you get so I can clear now the hide hidden parts, I think. Here. So here's now I clear all option. And now let's check the stone in the solo view. You see here I get a face group here where the mesh is splitted, and here you can check the settings for this. So here is a close holes option, and here you can set the face groups, so auto, off and on. And here you can also set the detail for the hole filling. So check the settings here. Okay. The next thing is I'm masking here the parts here and tap on it. So, and here's a connected option here, connected. So I mask all the parts. Hey, it looks like a smiley. This is crazy. Okay. So now I press invert. So I bring the mesh a little bit in such a view, and then using the gizmo tool, and here I push this a little bit up. And with the mask tool, you can blur here the thing a little bit. And now I'm using here the operations menu, and here you can smooth to the smoothing slider. So now I clear everything. So now I pick the knight, and here you see the same here. Here you can tap on it, press invert, use the gizmo, scale it a little bit or move it a little bit, and then I blur the mask a little bit. So now the stone is a separate piece, and if you like, so you can here pick this one here and make a copy of it. So clone this mesh and then hide it, select the knight here, and then boolean it. So now it fits perfect to the other mesh. So okay, and I show you other thing here. So for this here, I'm using now a layer, add a layer, and here when you use the gizmo, so where is my setting here? So here, this setting here, and for this here, choose vertex. So the target is now vertex mode, and when you move now or translate your object maybe to this position, you can control now the position back with a layer. So like this. So this is the moving, and yeah, and this is here the vertex mode here, this mode. Okay. So now let's pick the knight, and the other thing I hide. So you see here this, and now I show you the other part. So this is perfect fitting. Okay. So let's separate this armor part here. Okay. So I'm using the mask. Or maybe I use cell mask for this. So I mask here this part. Okay. Now I'm changing to the normal mask tool. So where is it? Here is the borderline. So I'm using the hide tool and I hide this part here. So now I can see it better. Yeah, sorry. So I think here this is the seam. Yeah. It's a little bit of work, but if you want it, you have to do it. So, okay. So now I think it's a closed loop here. And when you use your finger and tap inside, okay, there must be a gap. Somewhere is a gap. But I'm not sure where the gap is. Maybe here. So I forgot something here. Maybe here's this. So the mask has to be like this here. So, and then now it works. So now I masked the part here. And now back to the mask settings. And here split the mesh. So let's use solo view. So this is what we get. And here in the mask settings on tab, you can see here, this is the cut. And you can mask it, invert it. So, and then maybe blur the mask a little bit. And then here use the operations menu, smoothing slider. Yeah, like like this. Okay, so back to the complete view. So I clear now the mask and tap on this mesh and check this one. So this one looks like this here. So yeah, it's possible to sculpt the leg back. So sorry, I clear here the hidden parts here, and it looks like this at the moment. And when I'm using the X-ray view here for this, you see here the other parts. So this is not the leg. So yeah. So yeah, you can sculpt a little bit with this thing here. I hope you see what I do. So I give it a little bit more volume back, and so therefore I'm using the inflate slider and smoothing and masking. So, and if you like, so you can clone this mesh, hide it, select the other one and boolean it out. So now I pick this one here and add a layer and make sure that here the vertex mode is active here, vertex. So, and now you see here the parts fit together. So this is a Boolean part, yes. Okay, so a last thing I try is separate the sword here. So it's a little bit tricky here to mask it, but I try it. So first I try to hide a few parts. So I hide this. Ah, so I think this is enough. So now I'm using mask and I'm masking here this part of the sword. Where is it? It's tricky to pick here everything. Maybe I hide the rest here. Okay, better. So masking. Yeah, what's this here? It's very tricky to mask this contour here. So like this. So now I try to mask the whole sword. So yeah, it works. Okay. And I think I have to unmask here, this thing here. I only want to mask the weapon here and not the rest. So now I press again splitting. So and I clear everything. So so this is what you get. And now I press here on this mesh part, invert the whole thing, and using the gizmo and bringing this a little bit up. And then again here smoothing, inflate, smoothing. Yeah, I think I trim a few things. So here's Boolean trim active. I want legacy here, this legacy trim mode. And I clear the mask. Yeah, I don't want to remesh because I want to keep the details of the mesh. So now I think it's okay. So I can only remesh with a dynamic topology remesher. So this works. So and then I smooth the things a little bit here. Yeah, I think now it's okay. So I got this thing here. So and the other part of the mesh is also okay. So we can check it also with a mask and select this one, invert, and then remesh it a little bit with more, not so much. It's too dense. So I blur the mask a little bit and use smoothing. So clear all. So now you see here the sword, and I add a layer, use the gizmo, and bring it in another position. Oh, I forgot to add a layer. So yeah, this is a workflow I use a lot of times to separate meshes. And yeah, so the face groups here we can fix. So we can pick here the, the face group and give it a other color. But for this I think I use a lasso tool and fix the face groups. Yeah. So let's do a last one, I think. So this armor part here. So it's tricky. Where is my mask? So here and here. Maybe we see it from the other side now. I think I have to hide the arm. So where's my mask? Tap on it and then split. So this is the part we get. So I mask this one, invert, and then blur a little bit. So I'm using this view here. So when you change here the X-ray view, you see here a little bit better through the mesh. And so this is okay, I think. And now I'm using smoothing. Yeah, it's okay. So now back to the night body. So here we get this part here, and I'm using the mask, invert, and bring this up a little bit, smoothing, and a little bit of blur. This looks nice. So and I'm using this view here, X-ray mode. So I think we got a little bit overlapping. This is okay. And okay. So I clone this mesh, hide, select the night, and then Boolean. So this is the cutout part here. So like this. We can also do it in the other way. So I clear or I'm doing the opposite. So I'm cloning the night, hiding the night, and then Boolean this part. So I think it's better. So I give it a layer. So we have this thing here a second time. I think I can delete it. So now you see here it fits. Okay, I think that's it for the moment. Maybe you can use it or not. So have fun with sculpting and ciao.